wasn't just to be creative, and today we're going to be doing a finishing of this drawing today, and we're going to also be talking about more about castles today. Welcome to Making a Castle Part 3. And I'm also going to be talking more about the history of castles and what they were used for. First, let me clear that up. And we're good. So about the history of castles. Well, castles were originally used to protect the people from invaders, but they were also used to protect the royal family from disease. Now, what do I mean when I say royal family? Well, I mean the royal family in charge of the kingdom. You know, like a king and queen, the son or the daughter. You know what I mean? The royal family. So, now castles were designed to service the family and to help the family rule the kingdom. Because they would have a big meeting place where you're getting with the royal family, you could discuss things, you could talk about things. And this was great this time. For the inside of the castle walls. Should I go with the darker gray or should I go with the lighter gray? Let's go with the darker gray. Yeah, darker gray will look better. Yeah. Now, castles, they would host meetings with the commoners, you know, talk about certain things, talk about grievances they would have about their land disputes, stuff like that. But also, another important thing is they protect the castle from disease. Because if there was a big outbreak of, let's say, smallpox, which was super deadly back then in the Middle Ages, they would isolate the family from the smallpox virus. How they would do that? Well, they would shut down the castle gates, they would shut the castle walls, they would have giant doors to the bedrooms and to the main hallways, and they would isolate the staff from the royal family to protect them from disease. Now, this doesn't always work. Because back then, let's face it, nobody washed their hands back then, so that's the main problem of widespread disease. Or what is known as the Black Plague. Nobody washed their hands. Which was kind of gross. Still. I mean, if you think that the hygienics we do now for our health is a lot safer and it's a lot better than what it was back then in the Middle Ages. If you think about it. So let me do the castle. Let me do the inside of this castle. So now I love doing this series. I love doing this video series because it was fun to do. It was really fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. But mostly I enjoy you guys. I enjoy talking with you guys about this kind of stuff because it's kind of fun. Well, for me at least. And today is Sunday, so I should have this video posted on Monday. Yeah. So I'm gonna post this video on Monday. So back to what I was saying about castles. So yeah, the castles were a good design because some castles were an amazing design. I mean, ahead of its time because they had a good defense. You know, even some generals today would think it was a good defense because in the way they were designing them, they would say it was a good defense position because you could see everything from the castle walls. You know, you could have archers on the walls. You know, the areas for the archers to go to. Yeah. Now back to what I was saying about disease in the Middle Ages. It was super deadly back then. I'm amazed people survived. You know, I'm pretty amazed because when I learned about the history of diseases back in the Middle Ages, you could die from like a little cold. You know, you could die from a cold if you didn't take good care of yourself. You know what I mean? That's what I want to emphasize today. Take good care of yourself, guys, because you don't know what could happen. You know. Like for example, for me, I'm sticking to my diet. I'm sticking to my low sodium diet, which is really helping me a lot. You know, you know, I'm on a low sodium diet, which means no salt. So that's pretty good. So and I'm also taking my medications. I take high blood pressure pills and I take a cholesterol pill for my cholesterol, so that helps. It actually really does help. Plus with my diet, it's helping a lot. And I have a lot more energy now, so that's a good thing. You know, because follow your doctor's plan for you, because they know what they're doing. That's another good advice from me. Follow your doctor's plan. Because doctors have medical training, they know what they're doing, and they have medical background, so, it's important. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, some castles were gray, and other castles were white. Because it was easier to clean and it was probably easier to defend. Yeah. And back then, if you wanted to own a house, you had to build a house yourself. Seriously, you had to build a house yourself. Usually, you bought the land, you owned the land, and you from the kingdom, and you bought the land from the royal family. And you build the house yourself. You know. I mean, it's not like we have. It's not like what we have today. Like we have construction crews, building companies, stuff like that. And a lot of people say it's better, but it's actually not. Because these construction crews can sometimes cheat you on your money. I'm sure they don't mean to, but it's just how business is nowadays. Because you really gotta do your research if you're gonna hire a business to help you, Like what's this guy's history or what's this guy's, background, Cause nowadays with the internet you can look up anybody. Anyway, that's just a bit of topic for this video. So we're just gonna finish this castle off, and I'm just using gray. So I'm just using a different shade of gray, and it looks really cool. I think it looks really, really cool. We should. There, it's finished. The castle is finally done. Oh, a little bit of touch up. A little bit of touch up. There we go. That looks great. I think it looks beautiful. Now add the blue and we'll finish with the background. We'll add the darker blue, and we're gonna go. We're just gonna go down this way. And for the really big areas, I'm gonna use the big brush, but for the small areas, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. There we go. Just shave that off. And I love using blue. I love using blue. It's such a common color. I mean, for a lot of people, blue represents sadness, or blue represents, you know, calm and peace. But to me, blue represents me just being happy. Like, I see things from a clear point of view, you know. When things get bad, I look at things in a positive way. Well, that's how I look at it anyway. Like, I'm the glass half full kind of guy. I mean, yeah, things will be bad now, but it'll be good later. That's how I see it. But how do you guys see a bad or good situation, you know? Let me know. And believe me, I had plenty of experience living with bad situations. Trust me. You're talking to a guy who's been through a lot. I mean, I've been through so many surgeries, so many difficult surgeries that I'm surprised I'm, even still here, because when I was born, guys, I almost died.